Ciao, aloha, howdy, hello. My name's Louise Scuderi, and I'm a self-proclaimed espresso nerd. Those of us that enjoy espresso and espresso-based drinks want to extract the best from the bean. There are many factors affecting taste. The genesis of the bean, growing conditions such as latitude, altitude, atmosphere, and then how it's processed, dried in the sun or washed from the cherry, and then how the roaster treats the bean from light to medium to dark roasts. In any event, the final piece is the brute extraction of the grind, and in doing so, a few pieces of equipment get dirty. So I'm going to show you how to clean the components so that we can optimize the output. First, we have a conical grinder. This is the Baratza Sette series. This particular grinder's feature is that it's a straight shot. From the hopper, the beans travel through the grinder and then into either a portafilter or a collection container. I'm going to pass 40 grams of grinds. This is an organic and gluten-free product, very similar to cereal. It's going to get a little loud in here. What the grinds does is it takes out all of the oils, the old grinds, and the chaff from the older beans that were in there. Those are all collected in here, and as you can see, it leaves a little bit of a fine dust. What we're going to do is we're going to take off this hopper now. And as you can see, there's some dust in there. This is going to go to the sink, be washed with warm soapy water, and allowed to thoroughly dry. Next, I'm going to take a damp cloth or a soft cloth and just wipe down all the surfaces, the weight arm, the arms that hold the portafilter, and then this area here. Lastly, I use compressed air to get the rest of those out of there. The next thing that we have here is our leveler. With the leveler, not only does some coffee get stuck on the face, but there's also some coffee, old grinds that get caught on the sides. So for this, I'm just going to run this toothpick in there and get all those out. And again, soft cloth, wiping it clean. Here, we have an accessible tamp. Consistency with espresso. Everyone in this household uses the same amount of tamp pressure for each puck. Again, soft cloth, wipe it down, face, the holder, and the base. Now for the machine. I'll start left to right. This is the steam wand. This is the brew group, and this is the steam water faucet. So for the steam wand, each time you want to use this, you want to activate it to get rid of any condensation prior to doing any steaming of any milk, because there is some condensation in here. And you just wipe that up, activate it, get rid of the condensation. After its use, you want to wipe it down so that none of the milk dries on it, and also activate it so that any milk that gets entrained into it gets rinsed out. Even with those good practices, you still want to be able to clean this wand out, and how we're going to do that is we're going to add 30 ounces of Rinza, 30 mLs of Rinza. not ounces, to some of this hot water. From the steam wand boiler. And we're just going to let that soak while we take care of the brew group. In order to clean the brew group, we're going to take off this portafilter. And we can see, right now I can see some grinds in there, and it's dirty. I got this blank that I'm going to use in order to put soap in and clean that out. But in the meantime, I want to take this out and clean both the portafilter basket, which I'm taking off right now, as well as these oils and stains that are in my portafilter that I use on the daily. You can also see where it comes out and drips out both sides. There are also some staining. So for here, I'm going to put some of the group cleaner soap into this container. And I'm going to make, again, a bath for those to soak in. These are just going to go into here. And soak while we clean the group head. I have another portafilter here that I'm going to put the blind in. And here we use 3 to 5 grams of soap. It's just a very small amount. First, I'll purge some of the water out of it using a brush on the screen that's underneath there, any loose grinds to come off. And now I'm going to put the basket of soap into the group head. I'm going to activate it for about 10 seconds here. And this is putting that soapy water through the group head. I'm not going to discharge this first one. I'm just going to stop the flow and let that soak again for another 10 seconds. This is the most concentrated soapy water right now, and it's at the brew temperature of 200 degrees, and it's in this group head right here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to release this very concentrated soap solution out of the exhaust. When that happens, it's going to come under pressure and it's going to be very soapy and it splashes. So very, very carefully. Here we go. You can see that soapy water. It's actually got a little bit of a brown tinge to it. So we're washing out some of the soap and espresso that's been in there. We're going to do this 5 times with the soapy solution, and again, each time half of that is going to get rinsed out. So about 10 seconds. It's going through the group head. And we're going to exhaust it again. Soapy water, a little less brown. Now if you notice, each one of these exhausts getting a little bit less soapy. Still a little bit of soap there. Still a little bit of soap there. So I'm going to rinse that out. I'm going to let some of that water now out. I'm going to do it another 5 to 10 times with just the residual soap that's in that group head. Great. Super. Anything? Nothing. That's awesome. Alrighty. So, how are we coming along here? This, I actually want to have this portafilter and basket soaking for a good half hour. After it's done with that soak, then I'm going to take it over to the sink and we'll wash it with the nice warm soapy water, and then again have it nice and rinsed out and dry. And then I'm going to put that basket and portafilter back into the group head so that when tomorrow morning when we turn it on, it heats up with the group head and everything has a consistent temperature. Remember, with that tamp, you want a consistency with your espresso, all the components as much as possible. So you want to have your portafilter and basket the same temperature as the group head, which is the same temperature as the brew water. Now that's about it for this steam wand that's been soaking. Again, we're going to let this soak for a good 20 minutes or so, and then I'm going to rinse this out with some clean water. Our steam wand is done soaking in the Rinza solution. Just going to purge that. And now I'm going to rinse it in ice water. And again, it's steam water, so it just allows me to do it longer. No soap. And full pressure out of each one of those 4 holes. And there you have it. That's how you clean the espresso bar. We have the clean grinder, a clean leveler, a clean tamper, and a clean machine. I look forward to doing tomorrow morning's espresso for the family. Ciao.